Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to FM21. It's Zero to Hero, episode 17. If you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check out my other brand new FM21 series, Worst to First, where I take a team similar to this one, where it's the worst team. It was players with ones in every trainable attribute. But unlike this series, those same players all have perfect 200 potential and good personality attributes. And with the Sugar Daddy back in the team, even though there is no facilities, unlike this one, we look to develop that 18-man squad into the perfect team from nothing. Also in that one, I'm featuring Marvel superheroes, so all 18 players are Marvel superheroes. Professor X is the manager. The team director, the board, is Nick Fury. So a nice little additional feature in that one. And that series has just gotten underway yesterday. Episode 2 was the same time that this is released this morning. So be sure to check that out. And both series will run in conjunction with one another. Now here we have a slender lead, 3 points. Goal differential, though, is starting to look pretty healthy. That's all pretty surprising because last season was a bit of a struggle. This season was really looking like a struggle. A third of the way through the season, we were well down mid-table. We've gone on a win streak. We've turned around the morale issues we were having, and suddenly we find ourselves leading the league. The reason why I haven't pushed too far forward is that we are approaching transfer deadline, and that is always the most dangerous period of the season. The 2 times that we come up on the transfer deadlines is where our hopes and dreams either fade or continue. Let's see if that happens here. We'll go ahead and play through this one. Now, we've had 6 players out, but the players that we've had out, other than Hoey and Thomas at the beginning of the season, the other 4, not big losses for us. Malone, Schuster, Evans, Dale, low potential players that don't impact the squad. But we did lose 2 in a big way. Sam Thomas and Hoey in the strange way that it was only 58,000 and it was nowhere near the largest offer there was, even when it has the potential to hit 105,000. It has costed them 73,000 so far, so they've actually already brought in some of that money, recovered some of that money, but strange offer. And if that's all it takes, if it only takes 105,000 to get somebody out, we could be in a bit of trouble. Ando, perfect 10 on trading this week. That's a good one. I always try to give that pat on the back. I don't use the negative comment very often unless they are consistently training poorly. As you often get negative reactions, but they never seem to mind being told, good job in training. So it's a pat on the back I like to give. You can't give it every week to the same player, though. If the same player shows up on that list over and over and over again, they do tend to get over it. But if you do it only once every 3 weeks or so, then it turns out to be a positive. We are going to have a match this afternoon, so that's going to impact what we do with transfer deadline. So we're on the road here at one of the mid-table sides, so this could be a bit of a challenge. It's never easy to get points away on the road. Elliott not quite fit for this match. Bridges, morale's not good for this match, but Williams heads that one away. Barreto resets back to Aspinall as we begin what looked like it could have been a counterattack opportunity and ends up amounting to absolutely nothing. Bridges keeps that one in bounds, plays the long ball ahead to Phil Skelnis, who grabs his 28th goal of the season. Man, oh man, is it good to have Phil Skelnis at that striker position. Even if he is not a natural there, he plays so well, grabs so many goals. But of course, this was set up by a wonderful ball over the top. Phil Skelnis was just able to outpace that defense, get behind him, and slot it into the bottom corner, even with a goalkeeper who pressured it well, who dove the right direction, just could not get a hand to it. There's Jameson just knocking that one on forward. By the way, one of the favorite goals that I have scored, it was exactly one of those types of balls where the ball was to the extreme forward, as Aspinall makes a save on that one, to that extreme forward position where you jump to your extreme and you just scrape the ball. That's probably a yellow card. Oh, no yellow card on that one. It's surprising considering that was counterattack waiting to happen. Anyway, just scraped the ball, and the keeper was out to challenge, and then got it just under crossbar after the high arcing header that went just over the reach. I guess it wasn't that high arcing, but just over the reach of the keeper. Fun one. And to boot, it was a tying goal in literally the last seconds of the match. Against a team we never got results against. So that was nice. My indoor team that I play for, well, 2 indoor teams that I play for, largely the same people. We're a little bit older. My wife and I are actually among the youngest on the team, and we're not so young, especially compared to a lot of the people we play against, especially at that point. Ooh, oh, bad call. Really? That was a clean tackle. Oh, I do not like this penalty. Please don't score. Okay, well, Fjellskal has scored his 29th. Terrible call. That looked a clean tackle to me. Good challenge. I do not agree with that penalty at all. I've said it before, say it again. I'm not a fan of penalties and their extreme impact. Hardcore fouls, goal-stopping fouls, things like that. But the red card, reach for the ball and stop it from crossing the line. Oh, what a goal from Barbados, and great assist from Fjellskelnes. That is a well-deserved, well-earned goal. Anyway, I think penalties are very, very harsh, except for under circumstances. Yeah, Barbados sliding through the 2 defenders who are caught ball watching on that one, and then they're pointing fingers afterward. Anyway, my teams are very casual and for fun. We've been playing together for years, and overall as a team, we don't grab a whole lot of results. We used to play in the A division, the top co-ed division that there was at the arena that we played in, and never got results, or at least very, very rarely. About once every 2 seasons, we get some sort of result. What is the call here? Elliott's not even halftime, and Elliott is red carded for nothing. He just went up and won a header. He didn't even do anything. He was 5 feet away from the guy. Wow. You got to be kidding me. What a ridiculous call. That is as bad as that penalty, and maybe worse, because the penalty is a single moment. It's a single put the ball on the spot and take a single shot. That affects the outcome, obviously. And goals are huge, but taking a player off with more than a half to play, we're up 3-0, but taking a player off with more than a half to play is a very dangerous prospect. We're going to have to sacrifice something. Probably a midfielder. Let's see, Simpson's going to have to go out here on the left. And then we're going to have to take, let's see, Holmes or Barreto. Holmes is more defensive minded, even though Barreto is having a good game. But Holmes is having more issues. So we'll go ahead and bring Holmes. There we go. Holmes actually can play that center back, so right now we don't need to waste any subs. We'll hang on to McManus. But yeah, a hole in midfield is not good for us right now. they almost immediately put the ball in the back of the net. We do not need to go attacking at all. Can we actually change this, please? Cautious, thank you. All right, halftime now. 11-7 on shots, and very worried about the second half. And that was total BS on Elliott. What did he do wrong there? I mean, he was nowhere near the guy. Even on the approach to make the header, he was nowhere near the guy. Anyway, not sure if I said it or not with the distraction of the red card, but we play for fun. We've been playing together for years and tend to not be that great. We moved from the A division where we were getting blown away on a regular basis to we moved to the over 30s league, and that made a huge difference. And now we actually get results about half the time. We're a pretty neutral team. Phil Skelnis, nice control play there. That ball a little too far out in front. Popple gets on it, sends the long ball ahead. Wow, dang, that thing had some range on it. It's 11-11 now, so we're absolutely seeing the impact of this sending off as Simpson. Nice job getting into that one. What is Simpson doing that high out? I guess we were coming off a corner kick, weren't we? Simpson on yellow. That's worrying considering what the ref is up to. Oh, Holmes. Are you going to red card him there? No card at all. It makes no sense. Makes no sense. That's a couple times where we've seen clear yellow card opportunities at no call. And then we get this totally clean bit and we get a penalty. And we get this totally clean bit and we get a sending off. And they do get one back here at the hour mark. Is it too soon? Fielding, great ball. What a bend on that thing. Sadie just gets by the D. Slow reaction from the D on that one. And he just slots it in. We, for a very, very rare opportunity here, we need to slow the tempo down and start wasting some time. Holmes, Bridges, back into Holmes, Ando, Barreto. That possession does not work. Barbados, though, makes a huge diving stop to block that shot, which looked like it was going far post, and I did not care for Aspinall's position on that one, who was kind of slotted right into the middle of goal, leaving a whole lot of the goal face wide open. Barbados with clearance there after it took a deflection, and here is the throw-in following that 85th minute. We are approaching the end. It's almost too far. Holmes, nice job there, and then he gets the clearance, but he clears it to no one, and they get it right back, and they reset. Pressure back on. Good ball over the top to Harlock, and I don't know how Lonsdale got to that one, and he did not head that away, but he does, and now it's on. It's on. It's a one-goal game with 5 minutes. Harlock, hint of maybe offside on that one. Oh, okay, just misread. Retreating, and then the ball flicked back across goal. Yeah, not a good read there from Williams. Phil Skelnis, hold up play. Barbados loses this one, and Unwin, chance to tie, fails to do so. Let's sub Barbados out of there and bring on McManus just to bring a defensive-minded player. Simpson, great take, sends it in, and we're going to get in possession, and then we do the long ball to no one. Ando, nice diving stop there, but they still recover. Unwin was offside. He is called offside, and that does it. Time is up. We hang on for the win, but man, oh man, that sending off of Elliott really was dangerous for what we were trying to do there at the end of the game. Let's go ahead and stick with a good win, though. Elliott was inspired by that. I'm not going to punish Elliott. There's no reason to punish him after that one. And with that, we stay 3 points ahead of Boston United. We go from a 3-0 to a very, very tight contest in the end. but we do just enough to hang on. I suppose the penalty makes up for the call. So I think one bad for one bad, but the sending off cost us 2 goals. The penalty cost them 1, which is why I think that had a little bit of a larger impact. It's finally happened. It has finally happened, folks. There's a good goalkeeper, but it's not the best player in the intake. Best player in the intake, Kane Robinson, already at a higher ability, higher potential. Kane Robinson is 3 suitable positions for us, or 2 suitable positions for us. Looking pretty good. Good pace already. Pretty good mentals already. The heading, marking, and tackling. Suggests he should probably be playing another position right now. Of course, development's a different thing. Composure's a little low. You'd like that to be a little higher. Determination, though, 17, which means they're really going to grow rapidly. Pressing forward actually suits our style. How are they with finishing just a 7? They've got a lot of skills to work on to be a proper forward. But man, oh man, I think we finally do have somebody who could be that player. We've got the youth candidates in green, and they're going to create the first chance here, but nice defensive blocking tackle there. But Robinson picks it up, sets it back to Barker. Barker with the ball over the top, and it nearly goes in, hits the inside of the post. They almost get a second chance on it, but good response from the D to get their first cleared away. But here's Hines over the top, and he's going to grab the first goal for the U18s. Now, for a change this season, we did not lose half of our U18s. For one thing, all of the higher quality ones were signed to pre-deals so that we did not lose them. Lower quality ones, well, they're lower quality ones. They aren't quite as sought after as they have been in previous seasons. And so, close there. Nice shot. Good save from the keeper on this one. That's McCallum in there. Now, anyway, the difference here. Oh, they should have scored that. Should have scored that one. Free header like that close. Anyway, we retained players much better this season than in past seasons. And as a result, and it's 2-0 now in 10 minutes. As a result, the U18s are a little more developed, a little more full as a squad. And the U18s should be beating the candidates. Should be. They've got a full year of development over these guys. And some of them have been on the U18s for multiple seasons now, 2-3 seasons. So that should be reflected in this game. The U18s should be winning. The candidates shouldn't be dominating. And this would be the first season where that's the case. And I'm actually liking what we have in the candidates, at least from first glance. They do have more shots than the U18 squad, and that's a positive sign, but they trail 2-0. Meanwhile, a note on where we're at now, middle of March, we do not lead the league anymore, the senior squad, that is. We have slipped to second place, and there's a couple reasons for it. One, we've finally lost. 16 was the streak, the unbeaten streak is where it ended. 17th match, they took a loss by a single goal. It was a close game. Nicholas, nice one through there. Candidates, right through the 5-hole, through the legs. If anybody not familiar with hockey, the 4 holes are above the shoulders. 2 of them, obviously. Below the shoulders. So, away from the arms that make the saves in the goal. Of course, much smaller goal in hockey. The 5th hole, between the legs. Robinson starts counterattack here. Oh, not counterattack. Sorry, that was coming off a corner. Nice recovery on that one. It's a good little match they've got going here. It's impressive to see how these guys are playing, considering what level we're at, considering this is the youth players. especially the graduates of our youth academy. Anyway, we took a single loss. It happens. You're not going to win every game, especially when we're only just on the cusp of being... Oof, keeper had to make a nice stop. That was going near corner, and keeper had to tip that one over the bar. Halftime, 2-1. It's a good match. The U18's showing their quality, their year or two of experience over these candidates, but the candidates also showing that this is a good group, or at least we hope. I mean, it's one match, right? One match does not say a lot. If you get beat 10-0, it says a lot about the quality and not necessarily about that individual match. But a close game. One team definitely better than the other, but the other team also very competitive. I mean, good signs here. Good signs. And the players are playing well. They're aggressive. They're hustling out there. They're making some moves. Beautiful one on that. That looked like that was in. I don't know what happened. Offside call? Must have been an offside call, but that one banged off the corner of the crossbar. All right, here's Barker going ahead. That's cleared out. Anyway, so we lost one match. Yeah, it happened. Oh my goodness, we lost one match. All of a sudden the media was like, is there discontent? Is there a problem in the clubhouse? I hate how they do that. You literally have lost a single match out of 17, and they're already going, oh my goodness, things are falling apart. And of course that does lead to a sudden morale drop. How do you get a massive morale drop with a single loss out of 17? Where is that amount to morale falling apart? This game is notorious for doing that, and it drives me nuts how it does that. 2, 3, 4 losses out of 5 matches will lead to a morale drop. Losing a single match does not make you suddenly question whether you are capable as a player or not. And that is by far the most unrealistic part of this game. How quickly they swing your momentum. It's something that happens gradually in real life. It's something that you had an injury here and you didn't get the result. And then that next week, somebody gets hurt in training. And then you draw with a team that you thought you should have won with. And then the next week you play a really freaking good team and you actually get a really good result, which is, lose by 1 goal. But then it slowly starts to add up, right? 4 matches into a run of not getting the results, even though you only should have gotten maybe 1 of those results or maybe 2 of those results. But a little bad luck, a little bad streak. They could be 4 straight it could be 2 1-goal losses and 2 draws. But the accumulation effect of not being able to get a result, not being able to get a win, that's when morale drops. Not from on a high 16 straight and then you lose 1 match by 1 goal. Anyway, as a result, our momentum instantly flipped and we have taken losses, a couple of them now, and a draw, and that combination has led to us being behind. So we'll go with the sign recommended players, and then we'll pick some other ones. Our transfer deadline actually starts to kick in. We've now hit a level that does have a proper transfer deadline. It is not the same one played in the higher leagues, but that is a thing now. So we sign our first handful of guys right away. We will take a look at them. Of course, we just signed a few guys, so now we have to contend with who they are, where they are, what they're doing. All right, U18s. This includes the new guys. There's our man, Kane Robinson, a 72-151. This is our first outfield player with a 150 potential, which still is not that great. I mean, it's just can play Premier League level. But we also get Lee Prosser, a 140 potential, though only a 53 right now. It looks like Kane Robinson might be able to contribute immediately. We'll have to take a look at the senior squad, but I have a feeling a 72 151 with high determination is somebody who's going to develop very, very quickly. Maybe we give him the rest of the season in the U18s, but maybe we also need him to contribute because we do have a title run on our hands that is very, very close. Schumacher, the new goalkeeper, does come in that next highest. We get Stuart Carter. So 5 guys with 100 plus potential, as Pino also has that, though Pino and Marriott are very well below their potential. Not a bad group at all. I mean, there is some potential out here. There's the proper alignment of that. And only Ed Poole. Okay, this is that real sign of our improved coaching staff. Only Ed Poole is on the low end of the potential. Out of the whole group. Out of this entire group, only one guy lacks potential. Goodbye, Ed Poole. You're not going to make it. We can terminate that trial. We finally have enough players on hand. For the first time, we have opted not to sign a player. So there's a sign of where we're going, because look at the U18s now. When you include the youth candidates to the U18 squad, suddenly we do have enough players around for choices. Of course, we need to check our under 23s. It's a little undersized. We could certainly use, that's only 3 subs. That's only 14 players here. Quinn is not currently assigned one, so there's 15. We obviously need to add another 5 or so to the U23s. So we'll take a look at the U18s, bring up about 5 players, probably the oldest ones, bring them up to here, and then we'll break down the U18s and see that. Of course, we're then looking at our new man, the 72. Let me get back into our primary view here. 72 current ability is good. Harry Jewell. Look at that. Harry Jewell has gone from dead last to being up there, quite effective. A 72 could certainly contribute. Could absolutely contribute right now. He's already better than Jameson, who's been a starter for multiple seasons. And that potential piece, of course, looking at this list, right? There's only a single player with higher potential, and that's Aspinall, who is already our best player, who just took over at goalkeeper at the beginning of this season. Not even the exact beginning. It was a handful of matches into the season. And the rapid development with Aspinall is quite clear. Now, of course, we're starting from a lower base. Aspinall had a few years as backup, or a couple years as backup before he took over, so he had already developed a good bit. I think maybe we give him a couple weeks at U18s, see if he starts to take off, if he approaches an 80 or so, because the moment he does that, he's absolutely deserving of a spot. But of course, Tunnicliffe is on the bench. Tunnicliffe is developing very rapidly, already a 90. Tunnicliffe is one we just recently called up a couple months ago as we were reshaping the roster. Or was that back at the beginning of the season after we lost our guys? I think that one might have been back at the beginning of the season when we lost our guys. But anyway, see how rapidly Tunnicliffe has developed. He has outpaced Ando and Williams, and actually looks like he might be deserving of a spot in the squad right now. So there is competition, and that's why it wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing to give him a little bit of time to pick up some rapid development at the U18 level, and then bring him into the squad to where he could probably step in as a starter right away. Ideally, that would be next season. At the start of the season, we bring him up. But we've got a competition on our hands that is far from decided. And we could use his skill potentially. But he looks much more like a defender than anything else, which means, where do you put him? Center mid, where he's going to contribute. What is our Two guys, the Carolero and box to box. He isn't exactly ready to contribute there. If he was a defensive midfielder, defensive playmaker that could help anchor the D and then contribute to the offense, would be a little more useful, but that's not his position. Striker, I think, could be his future, but he is such a strong defensive candidate. It's weird. I think development, a little time to develop. He's a little better on paper than he might be actually out on the pitch currently. So we'll break that down. I'll shuffle some guys around, and then I actually get to pick and choose what players we're going to take, because again, we have more than enough. Because, say call up, there's 5. Maybe we add a 6th in Robinson to senior squad. Maybe, probably not, but okay. So now, what do you have left? Prosser on down. That's more than a full page of guys, meaning there's probably a good 4 or 5 that we don't need to take. So, Toole, Gale, the lowest ability / potential, Peel. I got to look at positions. There's a lot to do with that. It's nice to actually finally have that problem facing us, that challenge facing us, and we'll take it on. Robinson is not going to spend long in the U18s, but I think he's going to start there. He'll start there, at least briefly. That's all the time that I have for this episode, though. So I'll do this work off camera, and we'll push forward to late April, I think, about a month, and check in on the team. Like I said, we have slipped to second place. We're 2 points back, and Boston United has a game in hand on us. Goal differential has also slipped massively. We went from a pretty solid advantage to, over those last few matches, Kettering and Boston United have picked up a lot of goals, and our goal differential is right about where it was. So, not good. Keep an eye out for that and see what happens. So we'll only push about a month forward as we still have a battle on our hands. Meanwhile, we're out of the FA Cup, but FA Trophy is going well. Semi-final coming up. Accrington Stanley is the opponent in that one. So big foe, tough team. 2 legs away from reaching the FA final, which our minimum was to reach the semifinal. We've done that. So performance across leagues not looking so good at the moment, but doesn't matter. Can't get fired anyway. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Again, don't forget to check out the Worst First series that just launched yesterday, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.